And like I've said this so many times, like I really believe that if you latch onto momentum, the rest just like comes. So when you're riding that wave of consistency, just like hold on for as long as you can.
We got Ari, sick rollerblader.
This is so crazy.
Today we are at Mimi's. I know that it's going to be a solid few training weeks here, which is exciting because I've got a lot of buddies in the city as well.
If you want to do something big, you have to do something very different, something ambitious, something risky.
This is the first long run back in the city. Got 20 k's to do. And we're gonna run up to Central Park. It's been a while actually since I've been into Central Park outside of cycling. So, very chilled run off the back of last week, which I think I did like 55 or 56 kilometers. This week we bumped it up to 59. It'll be the first 2 consecutive weeks of around that sort of mileage in probably 6 months. I know that it's going to be a solid few training weeks here, which is exciting because I've got a lot of buddies in the city as well that love to run, so it'll be fun to get out and do some early mornings with them and catch up and spend some great time together. So that's probably what I'm looking most forward to. What do I want to say? Nah, somewhere between 2:55 and 3. But this week I chat to Matt T. Abel, not Matt Birks, not to be confused with Matt Birks, also running Lord of Central Park. But no, this week I'm chatting to Matty Abel to kind of look at where my fitness is at and what we want to do. Last year in November, I missed sub 3 by 22 seconds. So my chip time was 3 hours and 22 seconds. Hopefully this year will be the year we go sub 3. I'm going to make sure that I do absolutely everything I can in training, nutrition, and I think a lot of it's mental stress and load as well. So going to do my best to make quick calls and decisive action between now and the end of the year, so that as much as I can, things aren't like sitting in my head, because I find that makes things significantly more challenging for me. I tend to do this in a lot of areas of my life, but I put my kind of faith in those who I know who are significantly better than me, consistently try to hire better than me for the things we need. But even like this, like Maddie's my run coach. He's done it many times before. He's helped lots of runners do it. And we've got a great relationship. So I'm putting my faith in, just trusting the process.
Probably a good thing for you to speak into as well. It's like we can, as part of like our, let's call it go-to-market, content, strategy, activations, marketing, execution, there's a good 3 to 6 months worth of work that we need to be doing as Fortem to really package up and create that like roadmap and path. So I think like the January until March, April, which is 12 weeks, well, that's like the real crunch time, right? But I think the work that needs to be happening towards the back end of this year is a lot of like the strategy, understanding the execution, like all that stuff that we've suggested, like we need to be thinking about. I don't think we need to drop content anytime soon, but I do think that we just need to work out what we're doing on a month to month between now and then.
That somehow have to survive within that, right? I want to push beyond education, right? We want content to be educational, but we need to figure out how do we create a use education around our project that people get excited by, so it becomes an obsession. We know if they try it once, they're going to try it again. So how do we really create content and dramatize almost a ritual around the product we're going to be thinking about moving forward?
I don't know how much you can say about that, but
no, so we just jumped off a call that was Lucy, Ariane and myself, 7:30 in the morning. It's now 9 a.m. and it was basically like our first initial strategy workshop off the back of the meeting that we had with them in London, which was really promising. A part of the session was basically understanding the critical path of their business and what they're trying to achieve and their key milestones throughout that process. But then we've got to basically overlay our strategy and our approach to marketing and how we're going to successfully launch this product alongside some of those key milestones. So for example, like there's a date that packaging and designs need to be done so that the product can be manufactured. There's a date that that product needs to be ready to go to then get into a market, and we basically then need to go, okay, well this was our overarching strategy on how we launch this product. This is when we need to be doing physical activations, this is when we need to be seeding product, this is when we need to be doing content, this is when influencers should receive the product, this is when it should go online. We spoke about like when does Amazon become a thing, when does it not. So it's basically, this project is an incredibly exciting one because it's all encompassing for us, but it also requires like a lot of brain power and both logical thinking, operationalizing strategy that we've pulled together already, but then also meeting regularly with the client because these things shift and change and grow. So it's a really big opportunity for us to kind of do some really strong, great work across our whole business, which is why I'm so excited. But moments and mornings like this kind of remind you that even when you have a plan, sometimes that shifts and changes as you kind of develop and grow the idea. So all in all, I think the Itsu team received that call really well, and we've got some work to do off the back of it, but I'm definitely excited by it.
Modernize the
I might get a ticket tonight. Trying to make it to your
Good, man. Bright and early. We got Ari, sick rollerblader, who I saw on Instagram. I was like, first thing when I saw her, I was like, fuck, I need to do a video with this guy. And so I kind of like pitched it to Chris from Leon's, and he was super keen. And yeah, just shooting the opening sequence.
I might even lose my license. The way I'm driving, baby. Please bounce off of me or two.
Pigeon whispers back.
You gon' be my blessing tonight. So keep your eyes right. I'm doing 65 and I'm 40, hoping that I don't get.
Yeah, that's so sick.
On your side.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wow, it's so good. Wow,
goes backwards
wow,
in the
you're
rain.
so crazy. This is so crazy.
Dude, I love that bit.
Oh my.
Messiah, give us a wrap up.
That's a wrap. No, it's not. That's a bagel. Am I right? Nah, delete that. Delete that right now.
Have you ever had a fever from a a sweet refrain. Have you ever kissed the sunshine? Walk between the rain. Well, just climb up on my music, and my songs will set you free. Well, just climb up on my music, and from there jump off with me. Well, there was a girl named Christmas. Did I tell you she drank gold?
Marketing strategy, because we can absolutely be the executors and just come in and go, here's a video, but I don't want that to do you a disjustice by nature of it not doing what we kind of ideally want, unless you guys have peripheral ideas and plans around what you guys are going to do to kind of get that initial trial. I want to be transparent, like one video doesn't create crazy curiosity, buzz and hype. Yes, it'll be a great video and it'll be shared and it'll be interesting for a large audience, and maybe that's alongside some other stuff that you guys are doing, PR, in-person, samples, whatever it might be. But I just want to make sure that we're aligned on what we're trying to achieve together, and then that should coincide with whatever the budget is for launching into New York.
Alright, so we met someone today who's in a very similar position to a lot of people who watch us. Like they're having some early success with an agency, but they're still very hands-on on the creative side, or the production side, I guess.
Yeah.
For people looking at Fortem and the position that you're in now, do you think that it potentially eventually becomes a bottleneck to scaling a business if someone looks at Fortem and wants to get their agency there?
I think with any business, people can be a bottleneck, and particularly when it's yourself and you're in charge or responsible for delivering a lot of the work, you can only basically work up until you found capacity. So do I think it's a bottleneck? Yes, absolutely. But I think what really worked well for me, obviously I'm not a creative myself, so I had to hire that particular role very early. But one thing that I realized I needed to do was take like a solid look at where my skill set lay and understand where the return on my time was most valuable. And I had to start making decisions around bringing in certain people to assist and basically help in the areas that I wasn't good at. So my focus is obviously on like building relationships, sales and growth, and obviously trying to build and have an influential, amazing team. But for someone else, if they're good at the creative or they're good at the concepting or the strategy, they might look for someone more operational. But at the end of the day, you can really only work to a certain level. So if you are looking to build a company that is bigger than yourself or bigger than yourself and a couple of others, you do have to let go. And I spoke to Sydney today and I kind of said, like, at some point you have to let go of what you've held on to for so long. Like she said, she still reviews every single video, she still creates every video, she's still, having all the client conversations, but it's simply impossible to do all of that and grow at the same time. And so the biggest thing I learned along the way was just constantly evaluate and evolve your thinking around what are you good at in the present moment for where the business is currently at, and make sure that you have the right people around you to support you to take it to the next level if that's what you want. But yeah, people is always an interesting one. Today we are at Mimi's and we are about to shoot a teaser video to announce that they're going to have a yogurt truck or frozen yogurt truck in the Hamptons in the coming weeks. So we're going to shoot some footage of the yogurt truck or the frozen yogurt truck doing little loops around Soho to kind of announce what they're doing, and then we're going to couple that with some footage from the Hamptons to kind of pull together a cool teaser video with the information of where people can find Mimi's when they're out east, as they say.
Hello. How are you doing? Good to see you. Hello. Good to see you.
I can't believe you're here.
I know, I'm here for good this time.
So excited.
I know.
Thanks for doing this.
Oh, no worries. I'm excited.
I'm so excited.
Amber's about to see the truck for the first time.
so cool.
Okay, so it's probably my first track session in, I'd say, 6 months. I've obviously done a bit of speed training, but nothing, one at a track and two, not on a program, more for fun. So today we've got 15-minute warm-up, 3 to 4 RPE, then we repeat 5 times, 3 minutes on at 8 to 9 RPE, so 3 minutes 40 to 3 minutes 55 per kilometer pace. Gonna jump into a really easy warm-up now for 15 minutes, couple loops of the track. And then I'll stop off, swap my shoes into the New Balance Super Completes. I tried them on yesterday and they seem quite different to the last version, but they do seem really nice and bouncy, so excited to give them a whirl.
I just need to find the paces again because they're really inconsistent. Like I'm having to look down and check what pace I'm at because my body just simply doesn't remember what it feels like. I feel good. It's not bad. I reckon my average was like maybe 335 a K on my working set. It's meant to be 340 to 355, so I think like it's going to take a bit of time, but it's also one of those things where like I do just listen to what Maddie says, so I don't like trying to go 5 or 10 seconds quicker. I just listen to the program, so I'll get better at it.
The magic answer is you won't know until you put it out onto socials. Like that's the same thing we said to you guys at the beginning. And I don't think like there's no right or wrong. Like you could lean heavy into it and then all of a sudden you're creating a new thing where everyone's enjoying the fact that it's like Egyptian food and that's the new hot buzzword on the street if you're willing to test it.
What's the original idea? And then we'll go, and I think...
Well, I had a meeting with your team last week, and what we spoke about is highlighting the area in the evening because that's where it thrives. I wanted a sense of the space, a sense of the vibe, the busyness, filling up the street, and I wanted people to understand the product. But what I want from our socials and from us is a funk. I don't really care, or I haven't really landed exactly what that funk is, but like something that makes us unique. It doesn't have to be in our font because our font's already done, but the soundscape or the coloring, something that is recognizable to us. Like that I've been doing rap because I actually think our burger ones like sort of relate more to a guy and blah blah blah, and Ruby had a really girly pop interview with Amber, but something that makes us, I love Arlo community or Arlo communal because every time I see a video, like their font and their vibe, I know it's them.
Brand here.
Oh yeah.
We did this bowl. We do Leon's Bagels.
That's
so
awesome, man.
A couple iconic brands.
So then maybe we'll work together.
Yeah,
I think you might like what I'm working on.
Yeah,
so.
please send me some details. We
Yeah,
can connect. We can grab a coffee here one day.
I'm here all the time, so.
Nice to meet you, man.
Right?
Yeah, yourself?
What was
Dimitri.
your-
Dimitri.
Pleasure.
Great to probably meet
Guys,
you, man.
enjoy
Good
your
luck
day,
with
yeah.
everything,
You
bro.
too, man.
Another classic example of New York City, baby. Alright, so we are on the way now. We're a 3-minute walk away from meeting Brandon. and Brandon runs like a venture capital equity business, and he has been following our YouTube for a while and basically was like one of our biggest supporters when Max, you came on board and kind of shifted the way that we storytell. And he reached out via Instagram and just said like, hey, what you're building is epic. We invest in a lot of brands and I think they could do with what we're doing as Fortem. So we're going to go meet him in his office. And it's just cool to see how much our YouTube has grown and how it's creating real genuine opportunities. So I guess if you're listening to this and you're thinking about starting a YouTube or building your personal brand, this is going to be a prime example of someone I've never met before, followed the journey, is inspired by the journey, and is hopefully going to be able to give us some great work.
Yes. Doing well. How are you, Max? Brandon. Like venture capital has been around forever. Yeah. Like if you think about Apple or like Sun Microsystems, like all these companies. But no one has ever wanted to have a personality-led brand.
Yeah, of course, because the risk is, they feel the risk is divide.
But entrepreneurs, like all these software engineers who randomly work at Google or Meta, they're like, oh, day in the life of a software engineer at X, Y, and Z. And then folks who are doing the drop shipping or the e-commerce, etc. But no one in high finance, if you will, ever really took it seriously. And so I think, you're talking about ROI of a brand, if you want to do something big, you have to do something very different, something ambitious, something risky, but you have to do that like under your name, and which is what entrepreneurs do. But when you do it with just like brand led, I think it led people to be very scared, and I just said fuck it. I was like, if I can do this, then a small firm like this, who has 5 or 6 people, can compete against the Andreessen Horowitz, the Sequoias, or we can at least partner with them. And then in March, I launched the vlog. We went from like a little bit under 2,000 subs. We just hit 28,000. And like my goal is like, chew glass for 2 years. And the goal is just like grow the floor of the views and just collaborate with amazing people.
Yes. But yeah, so I think like the Sydney team has grown significantly, and I think we're solid in many ways. There's a few key hires I want to make over the course of the next 12 to 18 months to like really allow me to like float and be between the two. Mm-hmm. I'd probably say the goal is 50-50 right now. The diversity of what we do on a day-to-day in this particular like relationship, and the rooms that we sit in, and the things that we hear, and the way that our brains are stimulated by nature of like New York is just like that on steroids. So I think just trying to build the right team here around what that looks like, and having like a real core group of like people who want it, versus in Australia I think you can like coast a little bit more, but the expectations in New York I've definitely found are insurmountably like they are. It's vicious.
I'm excited.
So the creative meetups that we've kind of hosted over the last little while are all about bringing creatives and founders together in the city of New York. And personally, I think I get a little thrill out of, having a conversation here and then looking out the corner of my eye and seeing like a founder connect with another creative. I think it's a really cool opportunity, and I also just seeing creatives have conversations, because I know it's really incredibly hard to kind of find a space to foster connections when creatives are so deep in the work, and today was for sure the best one today. We had founders, CPG brands, the guy who owns the second biggest laundromat business in the city. We had amazing DPs, videographers, directors, and so many different people from different walks of life that I think if you're willing to put yourself out there and actually come to one of these things, you're creating opportunity for yourself and for the others around you.
All right, what's going on, y'all? My name is Don Chavon. I'm a director. I'm based here in New York. I heard about Fortem actually through like a YouTube suggestion. I found you guys a couple weeks ago, and I love just following the journey, seeing what Chad's doing. It's great. It's amazing. I actually do the same thing, but just on a smaller level. So seeing it from somebody that is on like an agency level and has like a team under him, and seeing everything that he's putting together is very good. It's very good information to consume, and it's even helped me. So.
That's right, man. I'm Andre. I'm from Brazil. I own a clothing brand. I'm also based here in New York. I do fashion content and also streetwear content on TikTok, Instagram, everything like that. I found Chad on YouTube as well. I followed for a long time, and just see his journey all the way. He came from another country as well. Just learn from the guy and be here with everybody. A bunch of creators, just a different vibe, different feeling.
What I'm saying, like, the more intentional you are, that's something I did realize before, because I was in full plate, because I don't have agency. Like, I was doing like 7 clients.
Oh, dude, love it.
How do you feel about being able to cook your own meals in New York now?
Oh, it's the best. And I think like just being able to host people and host friends, it's perfect. I feel more in routine, and I know that I'm my best when I'm like consistent. So I think it's going to allow me to do even greater work, but also at the same time getting to host friends is staying in a hotel is amazing, and I'm gifted and blessed that we stay in such a sick hotel normally. But there's this like air of kind of, it doesn't feel like home, and albeit this isn't necessarily home, the ability to cook for yourself, go to bed, you know, do your thing, wake up in the morning, have a bit more space to breathe and kind of come back. And I joke about like not having a couch to sit on when you're in a hotel room. And I think that's a big thing, is like the ability to come back, just sit on the couch, think about the day, do some work in a space that's not in your bed, I think is incredibly valuable. So I'm excited for the next month. For me, I always want people that are better than me in their world, and I can just help manage, guide, trust, open doors to be able to do amazing work. And so I'm incredibly, if you are good, I'm incredibly malleable in terms of the direction at which we go. Like if we build a relationship in which I trust you and I see that you're ambitious and proactive and like finger on the pulse and like a go-getter, like the world is your oyster. I think years ago you worked with Lucy Bachelor, and I think the crossover was very small, but she came into the business. She's obviously had a baby now, so she's not in the business, but she came into the business and like absolutely blew me away. Like she just understood me. She was so proactive. She never missed a thing, and she just built out basically a whole department, a world for our staff, a world for me, a world for like, and I just said, hey, go. She came in at like 1 day a week. She'll end up doing 5 literally until she popped the baby out, because I just loved her and what she was about, and I gave her basically free room to help us build because she understood where I wanted to take the business. What do you think?
Yeah, I thought it was
Best one we've interviewed yet.
What was that role for?
Head of social and strategy. So basically like what I've identified that what we need in Australia and the US as we build, develop and grow is social is like so fast paced that we need someone who like lives, breathes, eats social, but it can then extrapolate and then put that forward to a brand in a way in which they can kind of understand it. And he spoke really well around like the red thread between what their marketing strategy is and then how that ladders up into, or ladders down and then back up and through social, and pillars. And I think his view on how he would bring a brand socials to life is very relevant for where we're at today. And I think he's had some amazing experience in like building a team, building revenue, and then systems, policies, processes within a team to get the individuals working together collectively. So all in all, I think a great interview.
What are you doing?
It is currently 5:35 p.m. and I'm chilling on the couch, scoping up some new client work, and I was basically just saying like, either I don't remember putting out so many quotes, because I wouldn't usually do this in Australia anymore, but we're putting out 5 or 6 of these a day in New York in terms of how much volume there is and how much opportunity there is here. So I don't know, it actually feels really nice to go back to like some of the stuff that I was doing in the early stages of Fortem and being that close to like the pulse of just how well received our brand is in the city. But it's exciting, and I like I've said this so many times, like I really believe that if you latch onto momentum, the rest just like comes. So when you're riding that wave of consistency, it's just like hold on for as long as you can, and it feels like that's what we have here at the moment. So I'm really grateful, mainly to like our team for the work that they've done and that allows us to continue to build in the way that we're building.
but I'm also like super excited by the conversations we're having and the caliber of the clients that are interested in working with us here. So that's why I'm here, lying on the couch, doing some work in my home office, let's call it, for lack of a better word right now. But this is what it's all about.
And away. So scary.